Mirwa with Craig Wedren. Probably messed those names up. I'm really sorry. This week's story is a special one. While I will be talking about the song and its subtle ties to my life, I'll be primarily concentrating on my year-long experiment. This song I first heard about in the movie Snatch. I'm a pretty big movie guy, and occasionally I dig out what, at least to me, are obscure movies and really give them a shot. This movie was one such victim. Now, I don't want to talk about the movie for the entire story, just know these facts. Jason Statham is in it, in a really early role. It is a British heist movie. It has Brad Pitt, but he barely talks any language that anybody can understand. Oh, and the music. The music is phenomenal. There were many, many songs and artists that I had never heard of, but that I really began to like. I'm sorry, but it even got me to admit that there is at least one good Oasis song. Right now, though, none of those memories are consuming me as I listen to this song and write this. This is my last story, at least for the foreseeable future, and I, honestly, will miss it. But let's hold on a sec. That's jumping a little bit ahead. Let me start at the beginning. As my loyal readers and listeners know, 1 year ago, I stepped down from a job that was stressing me out, in search of a little happiness, and I found it in writing. So I decided to give myself an experiment. I would write stories for 1 complete year, to see people's reaction and judge my enjoyment level. And in both cases, I was very pleasantly surprised and actually grateful. At the end of the year, I would decide, what to do next. In the beginning, I was unsure where to put my writing, or if it should actually be out there as written text. After some discussions with my advisor, meaning my loving wife, I decided to do both. YouTube for the masses. In my experience, people actually don't read that much online, yet. But millions and millions of people watch those videos every single day. So I created a YouTube account for my audio adventures. I also created a DeviantArt account for my more literary followers. So I convinced my artist wife to create a logo that I could use to really help brand myself. A piece of art that would help me stand out from them. In my searching, I couldn't find anyone who was doing what I was going to do. And that gave me inspiration. The logo turned out amazing, and I've used it in every single video. You've definitely seen it if you're listening to this story right now. In the beginning, my DeviantArt was largely ignored, until I learned how to tailor my titles for my audience. Now, I never misled readers, just nudged them that way a little bit. And it worked. My views slowly increased from 0 to an amazingly great. At least for me. My YouTube videos were largely bolstered by my ability to talk to people into watching my stuff. Those first few weeks, I must have talked to everybody that I worked with about the channel and cajoled them into, checking it out. In that first video, people really did watch it. But it died off pretty quick. I suppose when people say, yeah, I'll check it out, they may not always be entirely truthful. Or simply life got in the way. But slowly and surely, I started to get noticed on that platform as well. Now, I'm nowhere near anything famous on that platform. But I was being seen by some, and that was good enough for me. I learned, I've always loved music, but it and the act of writing really helped me stay grounded and creative. 2 things that had really been lacking during my busy day job. I found peace in the writing. I would simply sit at my computer and play music, randomly, with not any direction, except for, maybe a genre change from time to time. I wanted people of all musical tastes to be able to enjoy my stories. If I only talked about pop music, then the world of rap and heavy metal fans simply wouldn't be interested. And I like all kinds of music, so I spread my stories out a little bit. Talk a little bit about each kind of music, at least I try to. I decided very early to release stories on Tuesdays. DVDs come out Tuesdays, and so does music. So it seemed a little blasphemous to break with that kind of tradition. And then, next thing, I had to start thinking about promotion. I created a Facebook page just to update for the stories. Originally, I wanted to talk about the process of writing that week's story. Like a behind-the-scenes extra on a DVD. but I struggled to explain my process to anyone. You see, when I write, I don't plan anything. No, I mean seriously. There is no story breakdown, no conclusion in my head. I have no idea where it's going to go. I simply listen to the song and I write. There's absolutely no planning. What that meant was that the stories would usually go off in the most unexpected ways, even to me. But I feel that it has really helped keep the stories fresh and personable. You just never know where a story will take you, just like life. When you hear this one, for example, you just never know where your own personal music memories will take you. And me, for that matter, and it's kind of exciting. And that's what the feeling that I wanted for my channel. I wanted people to not only relate to my memories, but I wanted them to remember their own and hopefully smile a little bit. After a few months, I even ventured into the world of TikTok. I used my account for advertising my YouTube channel. But I really never got much traction out of that approach. I mean, you can't paste links from YouTube links and TikToks and stuff like that. So I tried little itty bitty teeny videos, not advertising anything. Simply giving people music trivia. Music would play as the video informed viewers of some obscure music fact. I figured if I didn't know it, then I'd put it in a video. I gave myself the heavy task of putting out a video 3 times a day. Morning, afternoon, and evening. Every single day. I got an amazing amount of response from that approach. It helped people realize that I was writing full-length stories as well. I even figured out how to put the Tuesday releases on TikTok in full. So on Tuesday morning, instead of my usual music trivia, a full-length story would be available. My views for everything went up. I even created a 5-second intro of original music to announce to people that it would be a full-length story, not a trivia video. I'm actually pretty proud of that one. I never really considered myself anything of a music creator. At this rate, I'm still decades away from ever making any money on either one of those platforms, and well, that's okay. The idea was to write about what I love, and well, that's what I did. And now for the future. It has been a dream of mine for a long time to publish a book. A physical book of my writings and thinkings. My name would be on the cover. So that's what I'm going to do. I'll be taking the stories from Tuesday and collecting them into a single volume. I'll be adding bits and pieces here and there to each story so that if you were a viewer of the Music Memories, you'll still find something new and something interesting in the pages. It should come out in the first half of this year, 2023. My trivia bits on TikTok and YouTube will certainly continue, but it'll probably be a little more sporadic than it was before. To me, this isn't the end of an experiment, but a celebration of my dream to write and be happy. Thank you to everyone who went with me through my music memories. I hope that sometimes you were able to remember some of your own. When I think back to this year, I'm smiling and I'm grateful too. As of today's date, there have been 66,807 views on YouTube. I am simply blown away by that number. The people who have been watching my content on TikTok, oh my God, I can't even count it. Actually, you see, TikTok doesn't really allow for lifetime analytics on your channel. But I am grateful and humbled by the 247,278 views that I've gotten over the last 60 days. So thank you very, very much, everybody. In the end, this is not the end of any of my channels. It's just a transition of sorts. I'll still be listening to music and still sharing the stuff that I don't know about music every day. Or I'll try to anyway. But most importantly to me, I wanted to say thank you to the viewers, to the readers, and just to the supporters of everybody who's helped me out through the last year from the bottom of my heart. Thank you. Until next time.